morning. Welcome back on your mats. It's a little bit of a dull day today, so we might actually get some of the office jobs done this week. And yeah, a bit of rain be good for everything that's been planted outside. So let's just come to our mats and find this space right here, from our hips to our heart to our head, everything lined up and brought together. Noticing your breath, noticing the feeling of your feet on the mat. Breathing in and out through the nose. Notice your breath and expend it. So as you're breathing and you're letting the breath come all the way to the collarbones, as you're breathing out, really drawing all the breath out. And like we usually breathe quite in a shallow manner, so the lungs aren't totally emptying themselves, and there's always a little bit of, old air that stays in the lungs. So if we're trying to really breathe out fully so that we can breathe in fully again, and you can't do one without the other. Just notice how the breath feels this morning. How does the body feel? Just noticing what happens with those initial moments of stillness. I'm going to open the feet as wide as the hips, are a little wider, making sure your knees aren't locked, your hips are soft, your tailbone gently down, upper body moving away from the hips, so lifting the ribs at the front and at the back of the body, away from your hips as your tailbone draws down, and you really feel that lengthening in the front and the back of the midsection of the body. Your shoulders are relaxed, your knees are soft. Let's inhale, reach the hands up. As we exhale, interlock the fingers, and you can actually see my hands on the screen. So interlock the fingers and turn your palms up. Take a deep breath in here, and as you exhale, let's move to the one side. Inhale, coming back. Exhale to the next side. So moving with your breath. Close your eyes, just notice what you need. So you're waking up the body, starting to match your movement with your breath. Head rests on the bottom arms, hips move to the other side. And let's do the next side, or both sides twice. And inhale, come back to center. Let's inhale, reach the hands all the way up. As we exhale, let's reach the hand forward and we reach the hips back all the way. And inhale, come back again. Exhale. Inhale, soften the knees, reach up. Exhale. Hips back, hands forward. Waking up the leg muscle. Inhaling, palms up. Exhaling, palms down. And this time, let's come all the way down. So my knees are quite far apart. My upper body is in between my thighs. My hips keep pushing back. My arms are just relaxed. I can feel the soles of my feet on the floor. I just breathe here, legs quite wide. Maybe moving from one side to the other. Keep lengthening your spine. Breathe deeply here. Let me just cut the sound here. So from that hip squat, as you inhale, bring your hands to the top of your thighs and come back to a straight back. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands to center. We're going to do something a little different to start the class this morning. Just trying to stretch the outer hips and a little bit of the lower back. Really good for a lot of, squatting, bending, and side movements. And we'll also get some of the shoulders. So starting, just standing nice and tall. Going to bring the hands out to the side. On an exhale, cross the arms in front of us. So my right arm is at the bottom. I'm going to cross my elbows as close to my shoulders as I can and bend the bottom elbow. So my right hand. And then if my left elbow is past, then I can also bend this one and bring the palms of the hands together. If my arms are here, then I'm just going to bend this and I can soften this arm. I'm going to try and keep bringing the arm across from my shoulders, keeping my spine nice and tall. So whichever option works for you. If you can cross above the elbows and then swivel the hands, bring the palms together. Find a place that's comfortable. So if this is way too much for you, you can even just take the bottom hand and hold the shoulder and do something like this, and just keep moving the elbow, the inside elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Now, if we're here, so in whichever option works for you, and I'm trying to keep, I'll do it from this side maybe. So I'm trying to keep my elbows level with my shoulders. And then if I want to intensify the chest, I'm really going to drop my shoulders, my shoulder blades down my back, try to keep my spine nice and long, and try to move my hands a little away from my face. So I can really feel it along the shoulder blades. Make sure that my head isn't stuck. My head is stuck. If I can't breathe, I'll take another option. And now from here, take a deep inhale. As I exhale, I'm going to push my hips back like I wanted to sit on a chair. And then I'm going to transfer my weight onto my left foot and cross my thigh over. So it's really about pushing my hips back. So I'm doing it from the side so you can see. And then if there's space, I'm going to tuck my toes all the way down. Now, if balance is an issue, you keep your feet here. Keep pushing. You can keep your toes on the floor and keep pushing your hips back. And inhale, come up. Slowly open the shoulders, roll them, shake the legs. And then when you're ready, taking the next option. So the right arm comes first, and maybe we're just holding the right shoulder. Like we can hold both shoulders, but with the left forearm, we're drawing the the arm closer to the chest. So I'm holding here, and brought my arm here, and I'm just bringing it here. And like what I want to stretch is all of those muscles around my upper back, my shoulder blade. So that's one option, or I can keep this arm straight. I want to make sure that my neck doesn't feel stuck, that my head is still over my chest. Or if it happens, I cross my arms all the way, bend both elbows, and swivel the hands. Make sure I'm comfortable here. Take a deep inhale, sit taller, draw the lower belly in. As you exhale, I'll face you this time. I'm pushing my hips back, and then I'm going to bring my left leg and cross it like, quite tight. And maybe I swivel the foot all the way, and I breathe here. I keep pushing the hips back, keep lengthening the hips or the ribs away from the hips. The elbows away from the shoulders down away from the ears. And as a deep breath here. And on an exhale, relax your legs, relax your arms. Well done. Stretch up, exhale, stretch your hands down. I know this is a bit intense for a start, but sometimes when we've got the most energy at the start of the class is when we can check those balance poses. Now let's come to the front of the mat. Bring the feet together. Come into Samastiti. So standing mountain pose, finding the energy line through the center of your body. As we inhale, let's open the heart, draw the elbows back. Exhale, close your hands. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, reach all the way down with knees bent. Bring the right leg back. Take whichever option of the lunge you like. Exhale, come into a plank. Drop your knees. Move your hips up, your chest down. Inhale, come into a cobra, long legs, open heart. Exhale, into a downward dog. Deep breath in the downward dog. Let's open the right leg up and keep lifting the hips all the way. Exhale, bring the knee to your chest and the foot forward. Inhale, take a nice deep lunge. Exhale, come back into a forward bend. Inhale, bending the knees, reaching all the way. Exhale, drawing your hands down. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, close your hands. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, come forward. Left leg back. Drop the knee. Inhale into the lunge. Exhale into a plank. Inhale into a plank. And exhale, drop the knees. Elbows in, chest down. Inhale, into cobra. Exhale into downward dog. Deep breath. Feel really that triangle shape we're doing into downward dog. So from the hands to the hips, from the hips to the feet. If you can spread the soles of your hands, spread your weight. Have your hands underneath, like same distance as your shoulders. If you look, don't want them to be too far apart or too close. But if your shoulders are really stiff, then it is easier to bring your hands a little wider than your shoulders. Try and feel the fingertips on the floor and the base of the fingers so that not all the weight is sinking into your wrist. And then really draw your core in, your navel towards your spine, and draw the weight away from your hands. So a lot of the weight comes into your legs. Let's inhale the right leg up and lift the hip, turn the hip towards the ceiling. Stretch here. Exhale, bring it all the way back. Inhale into a deep lunge. Exhale back into the forward bend. Inhale all the way. Exhale, draw the energy down your body. And inhale, open your heart. Exhale, close your hands. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach forward and down. Right leg back. Inhale into a lunge. Exhale into a plank. Inhale, lengthen your plank. Exhale, drop your knees, arch your back, hips up, chest down, nose down. Inhale, lengthen the legs, lengthen, lift the chest forward. And right leg up. Exhale, bring the foot forward, come back into your lunge on this side. Exhale, hands down, back into the forward bend. Inhale, reach your heart forward and all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Inhale, open. Fold forward. Left leg back. Keep your fingertips on the floor as you lunge and look up. Exhale into a plank. Straight away, bend your knees, draw your chest down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, push into the hands, hips back, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, the foot forward. Bring your tips down, deep plunge. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale all the way. Exhale down. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, right leg back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale into the plank, coming down to the floor. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, hips back into downward dog. Inhale, the right leg up. Exhale, the foot forward. Inhale, look up. And exhale, come towards your legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. If I've lost you, if it's too fast, slow down. Inhale, reach up. If you're with me, keep going. Exhale, forward, forward. Left leg back. Inhale, look up. Right leg back. Exhale, come down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, bring the foot forward. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, bring the foot back. Forward bend. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, down. Do one more or take a break. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, close. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Right leg back. Inhale into the lunge. Exhale into a plank, dropping the knees, coming down, resisting with the hands. Inhale, lift into cobra. Exhale, push back to downward dog. Inhale, the right leg back. Exhale, the foot forward. Inhale into the lunge. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, draw your hands down. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Left leg back. Inhale, look up. Right leg back. Exhale, come down. Inhale into cobra. Exhale into downward dog. Inhale the left leg back. Exhale the foot forward. Inhale into the lunge. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, throw your hands down and rest your thumbs on your breastbone. Stand tall. Notice what you feel between your hands, in your chest. Let your body be still and relaxed, let your breath relax. Relax your face. Relax the sides of your neck and the top of the shoulders. Relax the arms and the elbows. Notice the palms of the hands. Each of the fingers. Pay attention to the energy, the heat you feel in your hands. And underneath your thumbs, maybe your heart rate, maybe the rhythm of your breath. As you exhale, move your awareness down your body to your lower abdomen. Let your tailbone come down. Your inner thighs slightly roll forward. Soften your knees. The crown of the head up and away from the ankles. And notice the soles of your feet. If your eyes are closed, slowly open them. Relax your hands. You might want to face your mat, the long side to the computer, as we're going to work a couple of wide-legged stretches. So facing this way, I'm going to keep the feet aligned with the knees. So if my knees are bending, I'm going to keep my feet same line as my thighs. So just open your legs as much as comfortable. Okay, so if we're here, let's inhale, reach up. And as I exhale, I'm going to push my hips back as far as I can. And at the same time, I'm counterbalancing by reaching forward with my hands. And breathing into that deep squat. And exhale, Slowly release the upper body and slowly straighten the legs. So maybe you like to push your heels back outside for this one. So breathing into a deep forward bend with wide-legged, noticing where you feel it. So keep breathing into your spine, trying to lengthen the spine. As you exhale, feel the stretch into the legs. And on an inhale, bringing the hands to the center. So adjust your legs whichever way you like them. I'm going to just move back to be on my mat. So I do like my feet to be parallel here. See how that feels for you. And I want the weight to be balanced between the heels of the feet and the back of the feet. I'm going to really lengthen my spine. I can bend my knees. I should bend my knees, especially if my back isn't straight. And then I'm going to exhale and bring the left hand to the center. And as I inhale, I'm going to expand the right hand all the way up. And I'm reaching up with that right hand, so I'm only not putting much weight in the bottom hand. And on an exhale, change my hands. Inhale, reach up with the left. Exhale, come down. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left up. And exhale, place the hand in center. Inhale, bring the right hand up. Exhale, change. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, change. Inhale, right, and if that feels good, see if we can breathe here. So as you inhale, you're going to lengthen from the hips to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, you might turn your right palm towards the back of your body and let your arm fold until your right hand comes to the outside of the left hip. Maybe taking less weight into the bottom hand, lengthen here. So think about the twist, right? The hips are facing the mat, your legs are strong. You feel your chest is facing towards the side and the right shoulders move back. Like the right hand could also be onto the small of your back, if that's easier. You can also deep inhale here. And exhale, bring the right hand to the center. Reach your right hand up. As you exhale, turn the palm back, and either you bring your left hand onto the back of your hip, or all the way around, come to hold the inner hip. And inhale, take the weight off the right hand. Lengthen the spine. You're looking over your left shoulder or just towards the left side. Keep the weight balanced between both feet. Not so much weight into the hand that's supporting you. Actually, barely any weight at all, just keeping it there for balance. Notice if you've straightened your legs so much that your knees are pushing backwards. And see if you can very softly bend the knees. Inhaling to lengthen the spine. And exhaling to deepen the twist a little bit. And maybe coming a little more forward with the whole body. And then inhale, lengthen. And exhale. Release. Bring your hands onto the floor. Walk your feet in a little bit. Inhale, climb your hands onto your bent legs. And exhale. Slowly come back to standing. Notice how you feel. If you need to close your legs, you can do that. I have another one for you. We're gonna keep the feet hip distance apart. So I'm really trying to stretch the back of the hips, the lower back. If you find any kind of pinching sensation, back off, try and like make the poses work for your body. So if it's too hard, if it goes too deep, then go less deep. And try and think about one joint at a time, one muscle at a time. So start from the center of the body, from the hips and the shoulders, and then move to the elbows, the knees, the ankles. So only do half of the movements if you need to. Now, I'm going to do it from the side, but I have my feet as wide as my hips. And I'm going to inhale, reach up. And as I exhale, I'm going to, push my hips back like I'm going to sit something. Nice. So I'm really pushing back. Even my toes can lift a little bit. Really have my hips as far back as they go. And then I'm going to place my right hand on the outside of my left knee. And as I inhale, I'm going to try and keep my knees and my hips stable. And I'm going to inhale and point to something behind me. And as I'm pointing, I'm opening my chest. And then I can stay here. I can bring the hand back onto my hip. Or I can slide to have the elbow onto the outside. Maybe lower the hips a little and bring my hands together. But I'm trying to keep my knees at the same distance. So you can also, if it's way too much, bring the elbow or the hand on the right knee. And I keep my neck either looking over the left shoulder, or if it's too much on the neck, look straight to the left side. Now feel the lengthening of the outer left thigh all the way to the back of the hip. Soften all the core of your body as you exhale. And inhale, come back to center. Stretch all the way up. Exhale, come back into deep chair pose. And bringing, so the left hand either to the outside of the right leg or to the inside of the left leg if it's too much. And then I'm going to inhale, reach over with my right hand. Helps that for the twist. So bringing my chest with it. And then as I exhale, taking whichever option I want. So making sure my shoulders aren't squeezing my neck. My breath is even. I don't want to feel it in my joints, in my knees. I want to feel it in the muscles along the outside of the right hip and thigh. And I should be able to smile and think that I enjoy yoga. If I don't, then maybe it's too much. Now let's inhale, press into the feet. Come all the way back. Exhale, fold forward. Walk your feet closer together. And with your hand on the floor, see if you can come to a kneeling position. So if kneeling doesn't work, you can be up here, you can be up on your toes, or you can sit, whichever works. Now I'm going to inhale the right hand up. I'm going to turn my back to you. I'm going to inhale the right hand up and The left hand out shoulder level with the palm facing back. And so my right hand is facing forward, my left hand is facing back. Inhale here. As I exhale, I'm going to pivot, bring the left hand to the spine and the right hand to the spine. And here I'm going to really lengthen. I can feel how I can lengthen my spine. So my two hands move away from each other without moving. And then as I exhale, drawing my core in, drawing my ribs in, bringing my hands closer together. So they might reach or they might not reach. If they don't reach, keep them on your spine and notice the length of your spine. If they reach, you can hold onto the fingers and breathe here. And so inhale, lengthen from the bottom of the spine to the top of the spine. Exhale, make sure you're not arching. Moving both elbows in opposite direction. Make sure your neck isn't under too much pressure. Maybe gently turning the head from side to side. Making little circles if it feels good. And inhale, slowly undo the hands and move them back. Rolling the shoulders if you need to, shake them. And we move on to the other side. So, left arm up this time, palm facing down, right arm out to the side, palm facing back. Bring the hands onto your spine wherever they are. So, could be up in your neck. That could feel quite nice actually to just hold the back of your skull and gently draw the back of your skull up as you're also drawing that elbow up and back. And then the other hand could be as far down as your sacrum, and you're moving your shoulder and elbow back and down. So that can be the option. And then if you're here and you're breathing, as you inhale, feel tailbone comes down, top of the head goes up. Exhale, hands remain steady, but the front of the body is engaging here. And then you can also inhale and open the shoulders, bring the arms further back. And maybe moving the hands closer to each other. And both sides are going to be quite different. And don't feel like by holding the hands, you're going to do it better. You're going to do it better by finding a place where your head is loose and you can feel the stretch and it's not too much. And we're staying here for quite a few breaths, so feel free to experiment, and with every exhale, maybe let the hands move closer to each other. Like you could also hold a strap or belt or a towel, but like just not holding is quite nice too. It's the same, making sure the neck is relaxed. Maybe moving a little deeper after a few breaths. Checking that you're not arching your back too much. And on an inhale, release, circle the arms out and give them a shake. And we're going to Come back up to standing. And come back to the front of the mat. And just do one vinyasa to get us down to the floor. So as we inhale, open your heart. Exhale, close your hands. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Now see if you want to stay in that forward bend for a few breaths. Now is the difference between the forward bend we did earlier when your legs were apart and this one with your legs together. The principles remain the same. You're trying to lengthen your spine and stretch the muscles at the back of your thighs. So your knees can be quite bent. And your knees are over your ankle rather than over your toes. And as you breathe in, it's like you're pushing the hips back towards the ceiling and you're pushing the lower spine to be closer to the thighs, but with the ribs moving closer to the knee. So it's not a rounding of the lower back. It's really an expansion of the lower back. Maybe your hands are on the floor, maybe they're not. And if they're on the floor, if they can reach, then maybe you put the back of your hands down to get your wrists a gentle stretch. On an inhale, we're going to slowly look forward, come to a straight back. On an exhale, I'm going to move the right leg back. Now I'm going to pivot my foot and bring my foot to be parallel to the short side of my mat. So here you can climb up onto this leg if you need to, or if you can reach, you keep your hands inside your left foot. And you can angle the left foot a little bit as well. And breathe into that deep squat or deep lunge. So I'm facing inside, both of my hands are inside my left leg. And I'm trying to eventually make a line with my right leg and my body. So the line could be here, depending on how much stretch there is between my thighs. I'm breathing here, and then as I inhale, I'm going to slowly walk my hands to the center all the way over to my left foot. So I'm pivoting my feet around their heels, and I'm coming to get the same pose. So inside my right thigh. Trying to draw the back edge of my foot down. If it's a lot, I can come up onto the toes. But I'm trying to have the knee and the toes facing this direction rather than forward. I'm breathing here. So again, you could be up onto your thigh. If you're up onto your thighs, don't be like all of your weight into that thigh. Use your core, smile, be light. Don't curse me, I can hear you through the screen. And on an inhale, slowly straighten the right leg. Come back to center. And here, maybe take a look. I'm going to have my feet being parallel. I'm going to bend my left knee. And I'm going to lift my right toes. And I'm coming into a half squat. Now, it could be a lot. So maybe I could be here. But as I'm lowering my hips towards my right heel, just really extend the hamstring on the other side. And then inhaling, coming back. And exhale, see if I can do it onto the other side. Just check that your upper body is nice and light. Walk yourself back, maybe bringing the feet closer. Although I can't extend my leg. Maybe bringing your hands to your chest. Once more, onto the other side. And exhale. Press into your hands and come down to sitting and congratulate yourself. So this was quite intense for the hips. I've had quite a lot of feedback saying, you really enjoy your hips being stretched. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll see if I can bring it a little further. So hopefully you found the options you needed if some of the stretches were way too deep. And you're still here watching. So you can just bring your layers to hand, and we're going to do a nice long relaxation to let your body ease. So get yourself set. Bring in a blanket or socks or anything. And if before we start, there are some movements that you really like when you're on the floor, you can take a few minutes to do that. So maybe just holding onto the knees onto your chest. That might help release the spine into the ground. You can really listen to what your body wants now. So you've finished stretching it and trying to make it more flexible or stronger. So you can make circles with both knees together or opposite circles. Just focusing on slow, gentle movement. Listening to the joints that you should feel right now after all the work we've done. And bringing very slow movements. Or maybe this is even too much. Maybe you want to keep your feet on the floor. And you want to just use your hands to press into the inner hips or the top of the thighs. You can take a deep exhale and push with your hands down into the quad muscles, into the hip flexors. Inhale, release. So make a little self-massage even around the hip joints. Pressing with the exhale, releasing with the inhale. So you can do this. You can do the same on your shoulders. You can squeeze the top of your arms along the biceps or the back of the trapeze. Or you can bring some more movement. So maybe ankle over the left knee. And very slow, Circle with the right leg, with the right knee. A little swinging from side to side. So try and really make it slow and being aware of what's happening. So if you're doing the legs, you can change legs. You can combine those, so using your hands, you gently massage the inner thigh as you're swinging the knee from side to side. At the same time, notice that you're feeling the massage onto the lower back as you're rolling. Maybe you want to stretch your legs up and roll your ankles. Whichever it is, maybe it's bringing the soles of the feet together and letting the knees roll to the side. And as you let the legs rest like this, you can circle the arms, stretch. Let the elbows come back down up to the side. And as your hands are, maybe hands level to the head, elbows level to the shoulders, you might inhale and press into your hips and into your shoulders to stretch your spine up. As you exhale, draw your core down, draw your spine towards the floor. Or it could just be turning your head from side to side, whatever it is that you feel in your body that you want to bring some gentle movement into now before we go into relaxation. Maybe rolling the knees to one side, the head to the other. As you're staying in the pose, noticing what happens, just count your breath. So how many times you exhale. And then try the other side. And count the breath and notice if you want more or less breath on the other side. And then slowly come to a resting position. So our corpse pose or shavasana. The legs slightly apart and the feet facing out. The arms away from the body, enough that you can turn your palms up and really let the upper arms and the shoulders rest on the floor. And maybe you need to lift one leg after the other, or the face of the floor to get really as much relaxation as you can into your body. Finding a place where you can remain completely still. So it could be, shuffling your hips, your shoulders. Just bring now all the movements you need to make yourself comfortable. And then settle. Soften your breath. And let's move into stillness. Feel your heels in contact with the ground. back of your calves, the thighs and the buttocks, part of your back that's come into contact with the floor after the lower back curve. That is if you feel the spine, the sides of the back, the shoulder blades. You can feel your shoulders on the ground, the top of your arms. How about your elbows, your forearms and the back of your hands? Without trying to change anything. Notice what is supported by the ground and what is suspended. Into the back of your neck and the back of your head. Now take a deep breath in. Feel all those places that are in contact with the ground gently expanding. And some might expand and some might not. Notice the front of your body. That is the top of your head, your forehead, your eyebrows, eyes and temples, nose and cheeks, lips and chin, the ears and the underside of the jaw, the throat and the sides of your neck, your collarbones, the top of your chest, top of your shoulders, inside of your arms, inside of the elbows and the forearms, palms of the hands and pulp of the fingers. And back to your chest. Roll off the front of your chest and the sides of your body. The upper abdomen below the ribs. The sides of your waist and the lower abdomen below the navel. Front of your hips and the top of your thighs. All of your thighs. All of your knees. Your shins and the top of your feet. Imagine you breathing from the bottom layer of your body in contact with the ground and to the top layer of your body, which is facing upwards. And as you're breathing out, the energy moves back down from the upper layer of the body through all the inner layers and down into the earth. And imagine your breath as a very relaxing substance. Whichever your imagination likes most. Maybe it's like a warm liquid. Maybe it's milky or golden. It rises into your body from the ground, penetrates all of the deeper layers of the body, and comes all the way to the top of your skin. And as the breath moves out, like a wave on the shore, it draws back into the earth. Maybe it's like a wave of heat. Maybe it's a sound. Whichever works for you, whichever appeals to you the most. Feel that energy coming up through the earth, from the parts of your body that are in contact with the ground, rising up, filling you up. And as it draws out, washing away everything you no longer need. And it can help bring energy and cleanse any kind of tensions, whether it's in your body, in a specific body part, if it's an emotion as it rises through the heart region or through the belly. Some deep emotions we hold into our chest and into our stomach. With the wave of the breath, rise up from the earth and wash away what you don't need. Maybe there are some thoughts. And then feel that wave coming up from the back of your head, through your skull, through your brain, all the way to the back of your eyes, the skin of your face, the tip of your nose, and the center of your eyebrows, and back down. Maybe there's one part of you that is calling for attention and that you're paying attention to already. And this is the part that needs the most attention. But if it evolves into too much of a thinking process, to why you need the attention, why you need to fix it, any kind of elaborate thoughts. And maybe just breathing out into the ground and see, how does your heart feel? How does your abdomen feel? What about your hips and your legs? And if you don't know what you need, then slowly move up and down. And just give yourself some loving kindness. some time to reset for starting the week. Finding a place of stillness and calm deep inside you. Noticing the state of stillness and peace so that you can come back to it whenever you need it throughout the days, just by closing your eyes and taking a deep breath in from the earth into the whole of your body, and a slow breath out, releasing anything you don't need back into the earth. Now very slowly bring your awareness back into the room. Bring some movement into your body, to your fingers and toes. You can stretch or roll or whatever feels good. Maybe settling on your side for a minute, closing your eyes, resting your head on your arms. Letting everything settle. Whenever you're ready, pressing into your hands, coming back to sitting. Your hands together in front of your heart. Your palms for heat. And then open your face, your shoulders, your beautiful hearts, hips, knees, and feet. And back to your heart. Namaste. The sun came out. We did it again. Thank you. Have a nice day. And let me know how this went for you. Bye.